finally decided to show myself here in my YouTube channel. So I'm kinda nervous because it's my first appearance. I want to call you guys Sunshine because yellow is my favorite color. I'm Isabel and I'm a teen artist from the Philippines. For today's video guys, I'm gonna show you my artworks and I want to share you how I improved as an artist. So let's go! Starting off with my artwork album, let's open it. This one's my first acrylic painting of a crying girl. And these were literally the times when I still don't know yet about working with acrylics. This one's a sketch for my mom. This is the first colored pencil drawing I made. These were my dress designs with Stabilo highlighters and gel pens. Another design, and this cute anime version of me is created by my best friend, so I added it here in my album. This one's a cute curly girl with Stabilo highlighters again. And these two are watercolor paintings on a thick bond paper. Still don't have watercolor paper yet. Also, these three are watercolor works. This one's a quote I wrote. Then she is an elven princess on a thick bond paper. Then this one's a unicorn princess, a watercolor work as well. And this one, I'm really proud of this one. It is a watercolor portrait of my mom, gifted to her for Mother's Day. My uncle said he loved it, and it looks like one of Frida Kahlo's artworks. This one's another portrait on a thick bond paper. This one's a coffee painting that's actually a fail, but still love it. Still love having some milestones because I still don't have watercolor paper. This one's a pencil work for a dress design. And this one is a thick bond paper pasted on an illustration board, a watercolor work as well. This one's a sketch of a random girl. Next are color pencils work as well. In this one, I still use cheap color pencils, but in this one, I began to use the Faber-Castell classic colored pencils. This one's a portrait of my father. It is created as a Father's Day gift for him. Still not finished this one. It is a color pencil work. Still using cheap color pencils by those times. This is a poem made by me, handwritten on Filipino language. This is a poster paintwork in a thick bond paper, and this one as well. This is my cousin's work, and I added it here because I really love it. This one's a poster paint portrait of a random girl. This one's another work of my cousin. I wrote this poem for my mom and gave it as a gift on Mother's Day, together with the painting I made her. These two, oh my gosh, I love these two. These are watercolor works on watercolor paper finally. So I made this because I was really bored at those times. There was a power interruption in our town, so I painted to remove my boredom. So once another watercolor work. on watercolor paper. And this is a color pencil work on a paper tear from my sketchbook. So I love her eyebrows. It looks kind of realistic, but her skin here is messy blended. But it's okay. I still love my artwork. This one's a watercolor work on watercolor paper, accompanied with gel pen. This one's a quick painting because I'm really bored, a forest painting. And this portrait just came from my mind and I had to draw it. From my previous paintings, those are from my mind, from my imagination. I don't have a lot of references from them. This one's a school project. Teacher asks us to draw a virtual world. Then these can't fit in my album, so I just placed it here. This is a painting of the Fellowship of the Ring from my favorite trilogy, The Lord of the Rings, story by J.R.R. Tolkien and directed by Peter Jackson. Here's Gandalf the Grey, Frodo Baggins, Legolas, Thranduil, Gimli, son of Glowin, Peregrine Took, Meriadoc Brandybuck, Boromir, son of Denethor, Samwise Gamgee, and Elisar, or known as Aragorn, King of Gondor. This one's a self-portrait, so I love it. It's cartoonish, though I still have to work with proportions. This one's Random Girl's portrait, acrylic works on watercolor paper. This is also an acrylic work on watercolor paper. This one is a sky painting, so my clouds here are still messy, but in here I kind of love it. This one's a messy sky too. This is a watercolor eye work, and this is a challenge because I just used one brush for this, one brush only. Next one is an eye illustration with Crayola crayons. Next is, this is my cousin's work following my guide. She didn't finish it, but still I kept it. This one's an acrylic work on watercolor paper, entitled Troubled Mind. Next are some illustrations, because I am bored during class, so I drew this eye, and this one's a portrait of an extraordinary girl. Okay, and that's all for my album. Moving on to my sketchbook. So this is my sketchbook, first sketchbook. So these are some cartoony girl I made. This one is still in progress. Some cartoon illustrations of my pet. Calligraphy of music made by me with Stabilo highlighters. This one is still unfinished. Scenery in Lord of the Rings. I have so many unfinished works. These are realistic hair I worked with pencils and charcoals. This one's a portrait of a cute girl. And these, I kind of love these too. This one's a slightly cartoony eye, and this one's is a semi-realistic. My nose here is great, but the colored ones is a little messy and still have to work with proportions. I really love Among Us, so I drew this. And don't have any more, so that's the end of my first sketchbook. Moving on to my second sketchbook. So this is just a blank watercolor paper that I used earlier. This is my Filipino Girl enhanced version. I can't find my painting, but this one's an enhanced version. I had a work of this with acrylics, but it's still messy and it's not proportioned. But this one I really improved a lot. This one is a caricature for my uncle's birthday. It's a female's body, so I really want working with realistic art. These are eye sketches. Human eyes are one of my favorite subjects to draw. This is my portrait for my dad. I gave it to him as a gift for Valentine's Day. I really love it because it is proportioned. I got the right shadows, highlights, and though it's not hyper realistic, but it's realistic, and I really love it because he loved it. Next is a sketch of a random guy. Next is a work on progress of my beloved pet Patchy. This one's a painting on Valentine's Day, and for my subscribers, they saw it. They saw this one as my, I think it's my first video in YouTube. I uploaded on Valentine's Day. Moving on to my painting. Guys, this is my first painting on my first canvas. So this first canvas of mine was gifted to me on my 16th birthday from mom and dad. So this is a realistic landscape, but you can't see the details clearly because of some environmental factors. Moving on to our next painting. So guys, this is my next painting. It's just a canvas panel, but it is also gifted to me on my 16th birthday together with my first canvas framed. So this one is a mountain painting, then this one's lake. It gives me that vibe of lonely mountain in The Hobbit as well. And here's my last painting on canvas. It is the Fellowship again, but on canvas. So Gandalf and the other characters on a starry night with some galaxies and a sparkling star. So those were my artworks. So growing up from the pre-kindergarten, or what we call here the daycare center, teachers saw potential on me because when coloring on coloring books, I don't cross the outlines of the drawing in there. And moving on to kindergarten, most of us started with a stickman drawing, but my version of stickman was a little way better than the others. On elementary, my skills improved, starting with pencil drawings, using other subjects such as animals, places, structures, and when there are school events, I join the slogan and competitions such as poster making. When in middle school or moving to high school, my skills improved a lot and whenever I pass school projects such as illustrations, drawings, and posters, teachers love my work and they say it's beautiful. On the ninth grade, my auntie gave me a set of paint. I didn't know it was acrylic, and I still don't know how to use that type of paint at those times. So I just randomly get a brush and perform some strokes on my paper without knowing how to do it properly. So in summer of the ninth grade, I started watching YouTube tutorials from other artists and starting some practicing, and I met some new idols. I'm idolizing a lot of artists. So their vlogs, their tutorial videos really helped me improve. So I really thank them for making those videos. I discovered some techniques, and instead of using cheap materials, I became resourceful and I had a little investment for my artworks so it would be more beautiful. My mom and dad were really supportive with my hobbies and likes, so I'm really happy with my teenage life and happy with my life as an artist. Hoping that you liked this video, guys, and if you want more videos, just hit the like button. Please subscribe me and hit the notification bell for our next videos. Bye, my sunshines. Have a great day.